Ramp Spire. I brought Ramp, and of course, he was kind of a little hesitant, and when he got there, well, everybody from around Leonville, where he was raised, so he felt good. And
that's his hatchery on that end.
That's my driver.
We got the Opelousas Spice and Music Pageant. The pageant is this weekend, Saturday, May the 14th. If you're a lady that wants to be in the pageant, $75 to enter. Go to OpelousasSpiceAndMusicFestival.com, or you can call the Tourist Commission. Call Miss Melanie Lee LaBeouf, I think, at 948-5227. This weekend.
Mother's Day celebrated worldwide. I didn't realize that.
I recognize one of those mothers.
Yeah, Ginger was featured and interviewed for a statement about her Mother's Day and Meg, and a very nice article.
And about her mom that passed away last year.
Just recently passed away, and a touching event that took place while the wake was taking place. So glad to see that. Market celebration. Arts, crafts, and more is going to be held at the Opelousas Civic Center this Saturday, May 14th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with only a $3 general admission. And I can't pick up this paper because it's green, and it'll run the whole computer deal. But it's a fun-filled day, so for $3, go out, and you might find something that you've been looking for, because they're going to have a lot of gifts available there for sale.
And we're talking about the Opelousas Spice and Music Festival. The actual festival is Saturday, June the 4th. They're going to have a barbecue cook-off and everything there, $20 a team. More info, you can call Miss Sue Roner at 692-2462. Big event. Of course, our friends with Tony Sashery and Targill, both are big sponsors. I had an email from a man in Holland this morning asking about the Spice Festival. How's that? How's that for a connection? He says, Cajun Spice, what y'all put in that? So I had to fill him in.
Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick.
Welcome back, kids. Hello.
Two NASCAR drivers, both of them very competitive, and seem to kind of bump into each other more than normal. Probably a lot of it kind of on purpose. They got into a real squabble after last Saturday night's NASCAR race, and Kevin Harvick went to punch Kyle in his car, got out of his car, went to punch him, and Kyle pushed his car, and Kevin's car ran into the piling, damaged the front end of it. They were called into the trailer. They called it the NASCAR trailer.
They got their fine.
And $25,000 fine. And they were also placed on probation. And of course, the Ruckus will start all over. Last year, they were told to get with the program. And since that time, mix it up a little bit. Don't be afraid to bump somebody.
Right.
And then now, it's kind of hard to put the brakes on.
That's right. You got to find that happy medium.
But they're struggling for attendance, like all other, because of the recession. Yeah. It's very expensive to attend these events. But I've gotten to like NASCAR racing. My neighbor over at the Point, Sycamore Point, Jimmy Como, really taught me a lot about it. And when it gets down to about 25 laps, Vicky says, "Now it's 25 laps. Now it's getting." It's going to get good. And kind of like the last 2 minutes in a professional football game. Anyhow, it's good to watch. You get to see some crazy things.
Quality portable buildings. You know, if you're taking all that stuff out of your camp and you got to put it somewhere, maybe you want a little quality portable building behind your house. Got some little bitty units, some big units. Big enough to put your boats and your RVs in. Small enough just to put a little bit of furniture in. Right there at Quality Portable Buildings. Easy to find at I-49, exit 23. Nice little cover type things from small to big. They can put stuff off the ground for you as well if you got to put it down there and get it off the ground. Easy to lift, easy to put in place. They also have propane sales and U-Haul rentals.
And dog kennels. Let's not forget, everybody's concerned about the dog.
One more, LHC Group. All your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you if you need the therapist to come in your house, the nurses to come in your house, the equipment, that's the beds, the fancy chair that can hit the button and help you stand up.
You live about 15, 20 miles from Opelousas. A beautiful
Health and Wellness Center.
Wellness Center.
Right down Heather Drive.
Drive.
To keep you in shape so that you're in good, that's the secret of not being too sick when you're older, is staying healthy when you're younger and keeping it up all the way to when you're older. So the Health and Wellness Center is all about preventative health care. Go by Louisiana Healthcare Group.
Federal investigators asked for help with the Lance Armstrong investigation.
That hurt my heart.
This case isn't like the Bonds and Clemens. Those were about lying. This is about corruption to the core. Boy, they're using some strong. This person is familiar with Lance Armstrong's investigation.
I like Lance.
Well, we all do,
I hope it's not true.
There must be a little bit of something, because there's a big fire brewing. Animal Kingdom, and we're not talking about Disney World right now.
Right.
We're talking about the thoroughbred 3-year-old that won the fabulous Kentucky Derby, came from way back. And I guess what I'm going to probably remember a little bit about this race, not that I remember a lot about him after a few days, but Robbie Alvarado from right here in Lafayette was the rider that had been with the entry of the horse Animal Kingdom, was the rider. Well, about 3 days prior to last Saturday, he fell off of a horse in the warm-up, warming up of the horses,
and got kicked in the face.
Got a nose bruised up and an eye and stuff like that. Well, they didn't check with him, the owner and the trainer of Animal Kingdom. They just went on ahead and got themselves another jockey, a good one, John Velasquez. And well, the horse wins the race, and of course Robbie is a little disappointed. In one of the articles I read, it sounds like the jockey made a statement to the effect to Robbie that he was going to give him a portion of his winnings, and the owner also, or the trainer, also said the same thing. So I hope they remember they don't have amnesia.
It put them both in a bad spot. The guy who doesn't get the mount and the guy who gets, because they all work together. They're all friends,
Well, that's what they were.
And they caught, he's like.
Well, they all dress up together. It's not like movie stars where they each have their own little area to go and dress and everything else. This is one big room. And
big family.
Yep, big family. But anyhow, the Kentucky Derby race was good.
How about the fight? You watched the fight this weekend?
No, I didn't watch the fight.
Pacquiao and Mayweather.
If you see the replay, let me know, because
when Pacquiao
it's not really good.
When Pacquiao hit him, then it got not good. It was good till Pacquiao hit him. When he hit him, then it got ugly. Third round, I guess he knocked him down.
No, he knocked Mosley down in the third.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He was around the eighth.
Right. I'll say Mayweather, Mosley.
And I don't think that Pacquiao even lost that round, although he had a knockdown.
No. They called it a knockdown, and I think it was really a stumble. When you saw it again,
I
he never got hit.
Yeah.
He never got hit. So, Pacquiao right now is the man. There's nobody better than him right now. They can all line up. And look, I like Pretty Boy Floyd too. I like them all. But Pacquiao right now is on.
They need to put that on soon while it's still both in their prime.
I know. It'd be a great fight. I'd like to see it.
Yep. What about the Lakers, man? What happened to the Lakers?
Deshaun Kobe's plow, as they say.
I
watched the games, all four of them.
4-0, man.
I watched it was a skull dragon, as they say. They ate them up.
122 to 86. That's like not even in the same league.
That's about the second worst game in Laker history. I mean, that was a whipping. And then we still got, the Mavericks are still in that. They've got 2 or 3 of their players that actually used to play for the Hornets. So, we got some local connections to those people. The Celtics are still in it. And of course, we got Big Baby, Glenn Davis, and Shaquille O'Neal, both with the Celtics. They're struggling, but maybe they'll make it. I don't know.
They're referring to our new visitor center, which is located north of Opelousas on the service road, or between the service road and the interstate, actually, of our new tourist center. They're referring to it as a green visitor center, one of the few in Louisiana, or the only one in Louisiana, and very few in the United States. So we're asking you to please remind your friends when they're coming through town, if they want to know a little bit about it, want to see a little bit about history, go down there and
when you're
visit.
going somewhere, let's say you're going to go to New New Orleans for the weekend, and if you pass near there, stop in there and pick up some brochures and pick up some information. Let me tell you, that's one of the things that you don't realize all the time. Our tourist center here in Opelousas, the one that's actually in the Vieux Village, and then this new one up on the north side, they're going to get all the information about local and in neighboring states too. You got a great resource right in your own backyard.
Our St. Landry Visitor Information Center is going to have its grand opening at from 1 to 3 p.m. on May 23rd. So we'll have a couple more times to, about one more time for sure, to remind you about this. But let's give it a shot. Let's go. I haven't looked at it since it's complete. Last time I saw Celeste Gomez, who is the Chief Director. She's the Director of Tourism for the parish of St. Landry. It wasn't, the materials hadn't been installed yet, but she said that they're going to really have an up-to-date, well, it's the latest one around, so it's going to be the high tech. I'm sure you can be able to press a button.
I'm sure the computer will tell you what to do.
Yep.
Show this photo real quick, Mark. This is Mike Morris raising the love shack that he's got over in the Morganza area. Jim Lopez emailed that to me that he got from Mike, of course, their brother-in-laws.
That's correct.
So good morning, Mike, my good friend. Now, we still got plenty of time left. You got any other obituaries? Let's do that, because I know we talked about Miss Lois.
No.
And I see you got this right in front of you. That's not what you need.
That's an old one.
Okay, so we caught up on obituary. Man, we're in good shape this week.
Well, I've got some more. I've got some more here.
Hit it.
Here's the last World War. And what made quite a bit of news throughout the state, particularly coming out of the New Orleans area. The Times-Picayune has been following this issue of the Horsemen's Association, HBPA, which I was recently elected to be a board member on the owner's side.
The audit came back very bad, that there was a bunch of money spent on questionable expenses.
Right. And I'm not getting involved in that. People call me, and they want to know what we've learned so much. So far, I says, we've learned about the same thing that you can get on your computer and see a copy of the audit.
Most of these problems are going to be up to the district attorneys and the attorney generals and those people.
Well, there's already 29 indictments have come down. Right. So let the courts take over from now on. What our role, as I see it, is to make sure that from the day that we became an office, we were sworn in here in Opelousas, by the way, at Evangeline Downs.
By Judge Jim Doherty.
Yep. But from this day on forward, we're going to try to get it back to keeping each one of these areas where we provide services and keep that funding, because they were all created by law and they should all have their own record keeping, and we're going to make sure that that is taking place.
And people ask me, they say, well, why Bobby jump in the middle of this? I said, well, I think a lot of the horsemen all were upset about these problems, and they were trying to reach out in their community.
Had a call.
You got
the
calls.
last day that you could submit a name, I was called somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock at night. We'd like to
they knew you had experience on previous boards.
Yeah, and I was on the racing commission, so I guess I knew a lot of them that they knew me and I didn't know them, and it's time he's given the signal.
Yeah, we're getting down to the end. But hopefully we're going to get some cleanup work going on with that.
Every week we like to remind everybody to please attend the church of their choice, and we close with a little prayer, a little thought. Almighty God, teach me the true value of life. Help me to carry out the duties of my life in the way you wish, as a dedicated follower of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thanks for viewing. Tell a friend. See you next week, same time.